Hey guys, it's Lyric. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to start filming a reading week of my life video. All throughout 2024 so far, I've been doing these mini versions of this video on TikTok and Instagram where I'll just like keep track of the pages and books that I read every single week, and then I will post a what I read in the week video. And it shows the amount of pages I read in each book, the amount of pages total for every day, and then I tally them all up at the end. And I was like, I love making these videos, why not make a full vlog about it? Because we already know I love talking about books. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. The past 2 days I've been so busy with work and stuff. I've still been reading because I've really been trying to do better with my time management, and during little breaks I'm trying to read instead of go on my phone. So I've still been reading, but since today is more of a casual day for me when it comes to work, I wanted to start filming this video. It is currently Wednesday, February 21st. So yeah, we're gonna take this video with us throughout the week, read together, and then at the end of this video I'm gonna tally everything up and we're gonna see how many pages I read. If I finish any books, we'll tally that up as well, and every single day I'll try to do like a little total and show you guys how many pages I read each day. I want to talk about the book that I'm in the middle of right now, and that is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I have not read the Dreamland Billionaires. I have not read that trilogy. I know a lot of people have read that, so this is my first book by Lauren Asher. I've already read a good bit of it. I have this much left. The book that I read right before this was Flawless by Elsie Silver. I just started the Chestnut Spring series and I'm filming a separate reading vlog for that, so you guys will see that later on. But I loved Flawless so much, and after I finished that I started reading Great and Perfect Things by Rebecca Yarros, and then I accidentally left it with my best friend and I was like, I'm not going to see her for a few days. I don't want to just read nothing, so I decided to pick this up and start it. This is like a 500-page romance, and I was a little bit like, why is it that long? That's kind of long for a romance book. I was a little intimidated by it, but not too much. I still decided to start, and I'm so glad I did because I am eating this up. I'm really loving it. I would call it like a frenemies to lovers. It's about Julian and Dahlia, and both of their moms are best friends, and they've been friends for literally forever, since they were kids. But this whole time that they've been friends, they've had this tension thing where they're very competitive. They're always like pulling out random competitions and kind of going against each other. There's definitely this competitive tension between them throughout their whole lives, really. They get to college, something goes down between the two of them, but where we end up starting off this book, Dahlia comes back to her hometown. She's a well-known interior designer. She has her own show and everything. Julian is a billionaire. He has something to do with like house building and stuff like that. But Dahlia ends up coming back to town after separating from her fiance. But get this, her fiance was Julian's roommate. So back in college when stuff happens, 10 years later, Dahlia ends up splitting up with Julian's old roommate. And she comes back to town. Julian is there. They have this whole tension thing. They're kind of forced to be together because their moms are best friends and their families have just known each other forever. Yeah, that's like the premise of the book, but I have really enjoyed this, and this is one of those books where I'm able to just keep reading. I'm able to just keep reading. Something about the pacing of it so far has been really good, because I personally thought going into this book that there were going to be some slower moments because of how long it was in the first place. Surely there are going to be moments where I'm just not like fully invested. I have been fully invested. I have been hooked in from the beginning, and I've loved it so much. And then I had this realization, and at first I thought it was because I had just read Flawless, but the more I read this, the more I actually think this is true. But this writing style and this book and the vibes from this book are really like reminding me of Flawless. Something about it, I think it's the writing for the most part. It just gives off like that small town, but also that easy to read. Just like, it's not complex or anything, but it's so easy to read, and just it keeps you hooked in. You kind of really get attached to the characters as well. I'm just really eating it up. It's been about 2 days and I've read that much. Like that's pretty good for me. And that's 2 days where I've had work, like a good amount of other stuff to do, and I've still read a lot of this book. Second book in this series has been like announced, like they've showed the cover and everything, and it is so cute, and I'm already getting really excited for it. It's not out or anything, but based off of how much I've been enjoying this, I think I'm gonna love that one as well. But yeah, that is the first book we're starting off this video with. I did read like 1 chapter this morning. I didn't vlog that or anything, but at the end of every day, I'm gonna show you guys like a little tally of all the amount of pages I read every single day. Let's have a fun little reading week together. Sorry if you can hear my car really loud in the background, I just turned it on. But one thing I forgot to mention about this book that I have also noticed while reading it, I am loving the banter between these two because, okay, hear me out. I love enemies to lovers. That's kind of almost always gonna be one of my top favorite tropes. I love that. And then I also love that vibe in real life. I genuinely want to fall in love with someone that I start off not liking. I love that back and forth banter exactly like this. This banter they have going on is perfect for me. I love the way it's like enemies, but it's also teasing a little bit, but it's also like, I think you might kind of like me and you might know that I kind of like you, but I would never, ever, ever admit it. That is this vibe. That's what's going on here. That is what's really like had me roped in, because I know in the book community all the time we're like, oh, I love reading about it, but I don't want that to happen to me in real life. This banter, give it to me. Give it to me right now in real life. I will eat it up. This is what I want. If that's like something you like reading about, pick this one up. Hey guys, I have been obviously reading Love Redesigned today. It is still Wednesday. After I filmed the intro to this video, I went to Target because I wanted to get Bride by allllll, and then I walked out with 3 books. I wasn't supposed to do that. I really shouldn't have done it, but listen, you're gonna understand once I tell you the 3 books. Bride by allllll, Heartless by Elsie Silver, Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. Are not all 3 of those just like amazing? See, it makes sense. After I read this, I might read Bride. Wouldn't that be so fun to read in this video, right? And then, like I mentioned before, I'm filming a separate Chestnut Springs reading vlog. I'm just so excited. My update for today, I realized that I'm so close. I'm about 10 pages away from reading 100 pages, so I probably will end up reading another chapter to reach that mini goal I just randomly set for myself today. I wanted to update you guys on one part I read in this book that was so good, but Julian, he was out of town for like a weekend or so, and when he gets back, he has takeout sushi. He has Dahlia's favorite takeout sushi, and she's like, I didn't know that place did takeout. And he goes, oh, they do for a specific price. And then she says, but isn't it all the way in New York? And he goes, yeah, well, I hired someone. And she goes, you did not hire a private jet, did you? And he goes, yeah, I did. He hired someone to fly on a private jet to pick up her favorite sushi. This man. And the more I read this book, the more I am loving it. I love Julian so much. He's so good, and their banter is I really enjoy their banter as well. That's my little update for today. I probably won't talk to you guys more today, but I will see you tomorrow for day 2 of this little week in my life reading vlog. Hey guys, it is the next day and I just finished reading Love Redesigned, so let's talk about it. I really enjoyed this book, and I think this is probably one of the longest romance books that I've read. It's like 514 pages, I think. I really enjoyed it start to finish. It kept me hooked from the beginning. I've enjoyed it the whole time, and I've been able to read it in big chunks without losing interest or taking phone breaks in between. I loved the banter. I love the way this started off between Julian and Dahlia. I think I mentioned this already in this video. Sometimes I get confused by what I've mentioned on YouTube versus TikTok. I mentioned it somewhere that the type of banter and how their relationship at the beginning of the book started, I want it to happen to me in real life. It's like they've been friends, but they're super competitive, and so they have these little snarky remarks. They're always going back and forth. I ate it up. I guess you can't call it groveling because actually, I guess you can call it groveling. This isn't a spoiler, but they did have like a moment where they were together in college. Julian kind of ends up breaking Dahlia's heart and he's like, I can't do this after his dad dies. And so majority of this book, Julian's trying to like prove to her how much he loves her and how he's not gonna let that happen again. The groveling is so good. There's literally so much of that in this book and I ate it up every single time. There is some spice in here, but another thing I loved about this book is it was a good amount of spice. For example, say you want to read a book, you want it to be like about relationship, like you want there to be more substance behind the relationship. There definitely is a lot of that in here, but also the amount of spice is a perfect amount where I was like, okay, but it does not overtake anything. Like it had the perfect amount. I just feel like the formula of this book was done so well. Like the amount of depth behind the relationship and spice and humor and the side characters. I just really enjoyed it. Would definitely recommend, even though it is long. I personally ate it up and I cannot wait. I will definitely be reading the next book. My rating for this is going to be 4.25 stars. Highly recommend. The next read I'm so excited for, but I'm also a little scared, and that is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I love Ali Hazelwood. Her writing and the books I have read by her have me fully, to the fullest extent, kicking and twiddling my feet, giggling so loudly. Like, it elicits so much emotion from me that I'm embarrassed because I just don't show my emotions like the way some of her books make me. This is like a newer direction she's gone with her writing. At first I thought it was a fantasy, but it's actually more of like a paranormal romance, as you can see with the little werewolf back there. But I haven't even read like the back of this book, so I'm gonna do that right now. That's gonna be interesting. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, I know this isn't a reading vlog of Bride, so I don't need to like update you on my thoughts all the time and everything. I just read the prologue and that might be the most intriguing, interesting prologue I've ever read. I don't know how to put it into words. I don't know. It's like so intriguing though. I was hooked, engaged, but at the same time I don't know how to explain how I feel about it. It's not too weird yet, but it's like a vibe. I don't know. Hey guys, long time no see. Well, not really for you. I didn't vlog yesterday. I was so busy. Actually, the past few days I've been busy. Yesterday I only read a few chapters of this book at the end of the day, and today is Saturday. I've also been out all day today. Sometimes it's weird. On Saturdays I will literally wake up earlier than I do throughout the whole week. I will get more work done on my Saturdays than I normally would on work days. I don't know. I've read 125 pages of this book so far. It feels like we're still building up, obviously, because I'm only this far into the book. I'm really liking it and I'm reading it very quickly. It's definitely different than anything. I've never read anything vampire, werewolfy. I'm really liking it. There are some like weird moments and weird vibes sometimes, but it's like pulling me in. It's intriguing and it definitely doesn't have me wanting to stop reading. It makes me want to keep reading more and more. Like I mentioned, things are building up, getting set up. It feels like something's gonna happen. I can't wait to see where it ends up going. That's my little reading update. I'm gonna try to read some more tonight, but I still have to wash the dishes, do laundry, clean my bathroom, shower, eat, because I haven't eaten all day except for breakfast, which is just, that's not good, and get ready for church tomorrow. And then once I do all of that, hopefully I can have some time to read tonight. That's my reading update for Saturday. Alright, this is so embarrassing. Can you guys say horrible booktuber? That is what I am. This was supposed to be like a week of my life, a whole reading week of my life where I update you guys every single day. The past 2 days, or the last 2 days of the week, I didn't update you guys. I think I filmed like one clip of me reading, but I just don't read in interesting places, or I always read in a cafe, or I always read in my room, and I don't know if you guys want to see that. And then I just didn't want to keep updating about the same book over and over, even though that book was so good. We're gonna get into it. Just know next time I film a reading week in my life, it's gonna be better than this one. Okay, maybe don't mark my word. I'm kidding. I have everything tallied up and stuff, and I want to talk about that. But first, I want to talk about Bride, because I finished this yesterday. So in this whole week, I finished 2 books. Guys, this book was so good. I would argue, okay, I haven't read all of Ali Hazelwood's books. I have read Love on the Brain, Love Theoretically, and now Bride, and I would have to say Bride is my favorite of all of them. Bride was so good. Guys, it starts off a little weird. I haven't read many paranormal romances, so it's like a normal romance, but there are definitely different aspects to it. Like, she's a vampire, he's a werewolf, but for the most part, they're in their human forms. But this was done so well. The storyline was great. It was entertaining. I loved it, and I'm not even gonna lie, from the first page, I was hooked. This book had me wrapped around its pages, intertwined within its words. I was there, and I think Ali Hazelwood ate this up for her first paranormal romance, and stepping out of, you know, how she normally writes about women in STEM and that type of stuff. I actually need her to write more. The found family within this was amazing. My final rating for Bride is 4.5 stars. I would even go as far as to rate it 4.75. Yes, I am the type of person that would rate a book 4.75, because it didn't give me that 5-star feeling, but at the same time, I don't have complaints. All right, now I'm sitting at a 4.5 stars. At the end, there were a few really cute quotes too that I want to make note of and stuff, but I loved this book so much. I wasn't expecting to like it this much, but boy, I really did enjoy my time reading Bride. Okay, so now that we're at the end of this reading week, I'm going to go through every day and say the amount of pages I read on that day. So we started this video off on Wednesday, and I read 106 pages of Love Redesigned. Actually, where do I want to put this? Should I put it on? I'll put it right here. And then on Thursday, I read 144 pages total. 93 of those were Love Redesigned, and I finished that book. And then I started Bride and read 51 pages. Then on Friday, I read a total of 33 pages in Bride. Honestly, the rest of the week I was reading Bride. Then Saturday, I read 66 pages. Sunday, 83 pages. Monday, 90 pages, and then Tuesday, which was yesterday, I read 68 pages and finished Bride. So in total this whole week, I read 590 pages. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't get to 600 because I was literally only 10 pages away. That's a pretty good reading week for me. I know so far of 2024, my best reading week was the past week, but that was going from Monday to Sunday. And that week I read 616 pages total. So for this vlog, I got close to my highest amount for a reading week so far this year. I seem to average like 1 book a week, which I need to find a way to do better at that, because that is not going to help me reach my reading goal. A lot of you guys know that I don't display my books in my room or anything because my parents don't even know that I have this channel. They don't know that I have all the books I have, and I would get kicked out if they did. So I do all of this under the radar, and so it's a little bit harder for me to talk about books and stuff at my house or in my room, and so I really have to choose and strategize times to film and stuff, and that makes reading books a little bit harder. Like sometimes I won't read a specific book because I need to vlog it and I need to be in a specific area at a specific time of the day. So yeah, but I'm trying, guys. I'm trying, because I really want this to eventually like be what I do, or like a main thing that I do. I love it so much. But yeah, that was my reading week. Sorry for going on and on and on. Yeah, I would say this reading week was pretty successful. We finished 2 books and the lowest rating was 4.25 stars. That's a really successful reading week, and I'm proud of myself. If you read this book, can you like DM me on Instagram or something, because I want to talk about it. I really do. But yeah, that is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more mini versions of this video where I post all the pages I read throughout the week and then the total pages, I post videos like that every week on TikTok and Instagram, so feel free to check those out. Everything is linked in the description. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!